afternoon. Welcome to ZILLIOne Discover the new Sage 300 version 6.8 webinar series. Thank you for everyone participating. We appreciate your time out of your busy schedule. In spite the pandemic that is happening through in the world, we are happy to have this opportunity to introduce you the latest versions on Sage 300. While we are waiting for some more members to join in, we will just do a brief introduction as to what our company is. The original session will be conducted by our senior consultant, John Fernando, in few more minutes. Till then, I'll just introduce the team and our members and our services. Let's take another 2 minutes to have everybody onboarded, so that we'll be good to go with it. From my side, my name is Fayaz. I head the sales for ZILLIONe Business Solutions. With over 14 to 42 years of experience, ZILLIONe has served over 400 business clients, predominantly in enterprise and SMB domain, not only in Sri Lanka but across the world. We deliver enterprise resource planning, ERP, human resource management, HRM, insurance broker system, and we do have a wing which develops customized software development, and also we are specialized in cyber protection as well as cloud. With 42 over plus years experience, we have humbly built the reputation of delivering value to more than, as I said, 400 plus customers in different industries. It could be of the vertical of manufacturing, food and beverage, professional services, transportation, government, or any sort. We are a process driven company. We believe a strong implementation methodology and people with successful experience is what differentiate us from the rest. And all the customers we cater for over 4 decades of our tenure in the market are still be in touch with us. One of the future-proof client of ours is a Dialog from the inception day one till now. They are a part of our customer. And many more other institutions, starting from universities, government institutions, and many private organizations, including yours. And thank you for your continuous support. And I think we have enough members of a team on board. We shall start now. I would like to hand over this forum to John Fernando, who is a senior consultant, to continue with. Thank you. John, over to you.
Hi, thank you for that introduction, Fayaz. So I think we are good to go, is it?
Yeah, we're all good, John. We have over some 20 people on board and many
Great.
To come. So let's start it.
Lovely. Thanks a lot. So as Fayaz mentioned, by introduction, my name is John Fernando, and it is indeed a pleasure to be able to conduct this webinar for all those who have taken the time today to attend this session. So we do have a bit of a mix of attendees today, actually. So there are people who have used Sage, there are people who are currently using the older versions, and there could be a few people who have not much of an idea about Sage 300 and its capabilities. So what we'll be doing today is we'll take you through a quick overview about Sage 300. And then also about the upgraded, the new version rather, 6.8 Sage 300, and just demonstrate to you its core capabilities. So let me move on with the presentation. So as Fayaz introduced, I just want to run through a few slides about our organization as well. So we actually established ourselves in 1979, and we are one of the foremost solution providing organizations in the country with a vast experience in many verticals. We have served clients in diverse markets, and as a group, actually, our turnover is excessive of 1 billion rupees. Our locations, just so that you all might refresh yourselves if you all know about us already, but we actually operate in many countries. In Sri Lanka is where our head office is. Apart from that, we have offices in Australia, Maldives, as well as Fiji. In terms of Sage, as Faz mentioned, we actually have been a Sage partner for the last 30 years. So that's a formidable record, I would say, in terms of a partnership. And through the years, we have excelled in various areas, and these are few of the awards that we actually achieve for the efforts we put to take our customers to the next level in terms of their ERPs. So we won the top excellence partner even last year, and we hope to do so this year as well. So we are very fluent in the Sage language, the Sage expertise, and the core modules and the capabilities that we implement for our customers as well. Our clients, if you could see, we have quite a few reputed brands as well. So these are quite some of the clients that we cater to across the group. And we have clients from Sri Lanka and from overseas as well across our borders. So let me just take you to Sage, the Sage 300 portion of the presentation, which is why you all are here today. So actually, during the last 3 years, there was a complete transformation of the product from a simple accounting system. It has developed into quite a fully fledged tier 2 ERP. There have been many changes in the ecosystem of Sage as well. There have been many partners that have been onboarded. There are many add-on products that have been introduced. So hope the content that we would be presenting to you today would add value. And we would like and sincerely request, if you all do have any questions, any concerns, be it within the Sage landscape, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. There will be a Q&A session after the presentation and demonstration as well. You could bring those questions up at that point, or if you all do have any other areas that might not be covered in today's presentation, if it is Sage related, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us. So in terms of the technology trends that have been impacting many small and medium enterprises in the current world is that there are many new ways of working that have come into play with the ongoing global pandemic, access to analytical and intelligence, real-time data, and mobility. In terms of real-time data, if we emphasize on that point a bit, research says actually that by 2025, more than 25% of data created will be real-time in nature. So, I mean, it is best that if your organization has not transitioned yet to the latest version of Sage 300, or you all are willing to implement the new versions of Sage 300, that would be a great start for you all in achieving these numbers, since Sage caters to real-time data analytics as well, and also the fact that it is very mobile and it is very agile these days with a growing global pandemic, and work from home has become a new norm in most organizations. So Sage 300's capabilities would definitely help you face these challenges as well. Going into a few other challenges, so currently many SMEs face inefficient processes. There is a lack of cash flow, and then the need of business intelligence is quite ineffective in some scenarios. Also, it is difficult to effectively manage customer and supplier relationships. It is also you need to always keep up with the technology, and also at the same time adapting to the new normal offsite work. So these are the challenges that have to be addressed by any organization, I would say, in the current context. And Sage 300, the new version and the updates that have been brought in, definitely helps satisfy these challenges, and it helps you address these challenges actually. So just to give you a quick overview about Sage 300 as well. So Sage 300 is actually a very powerful accounting and financial management solution. If you all do know about Sage, or if you all do, just let me recap. So Sage actually transitioned from one of the most influential accounting softwares in the market called ACPAC. It was acquired by Sage 300, Sage, and then rebranded as Sage 300 over the years. So its core accounting principles are still embedded, and around that all the other modules have been introduced within the Sage 300 ERP, which actually facilitates many business processes. It helps you break down departmental silos. It helps you tap into real-time unified view of your company as well. It helps you reduce inefficiencies. It helps you work anywhere at the same time. It integrates you with your back office processes as well. So this is what Sage is bringing to the table now. It has evolved. It has gone through so much of change throughout the years from a very strong foundation. Now Sage 300 can be considered one of the best solutions out there for the investment you make as well. Just to focus on the core modules of Sage 300. So it's actually a module-based ERP where you have the core financials, accounting and financials as one product suite, as well as then you have the distribution and operation functionality, project and job costing, and CRM and business intelligence comes into play within the solution as well, and also customizations and integrations. In terms of customization, Sage 300 is actually very capable of integrating with any solution that has web API capabilities. So if your organization actually is currently having any standalone solution that you all don't want to get rid of, but you all are still not making that move because of that particular solution, and if you all do want a few core ERP processes implemented, definitely Sage could fit the profile there in terms of integrating and creating a complete or holistic solution within your organization. Just to focus a bit on the core accounting and financials. So within the Sage 300 accounting and financial suite, you have the general ledger, account payables, account receivables, and a few other areas as well for GL consolidations, multi-currency, bank services, tax services, as well as the Sage Cash View. So we'll go into a bit more detail in these as well in the presentation, and then followed by a few of these features demonstrated in the in the demo as well. So in terms of the core accounting and financials, so Sage 300 actually supports multi-currency and multi-country business needs as well. So it can facilitate your intercompany transactions as well as bank services, cash book reconciliation. So these are much needed areas and functions in any business scenario. Probably you all do have these in your current versions as well, definitely, but these have been further improved in the latest version. In terms of the general ledger, it is very compliant with comprehensive data auditing as well. It has the taxation modules, the GL consolidations, you can perform account roll-ups, and also it has a very strong report writing capability to summarize your general ledger entries into balance sheets and cash flow statements and any other reporting requirements you may have. In terms of the accounts payable, it is a very effective, efficient, and accurate processing for your payables. So you could have a rapid entry of vendor invoices, facilitate flexible cash disbursements, set up and schedule recurring payables, and also with add-ons, you can actually even process EFT payments as well, electronic fund transfers for the acronym. So these are the core skills, the features in the accounts payable. Moving on to the accounts receivable. It helps you improve your DSO ratio, that's your day sales outstanding ratio, by faster money collection. So this is one area that many organizations or many businesses actually face. So this is a very critical area. So if you have these streamlined within the solution, you will definitely be able to have access to real-time data, create summary and detailed invoices, create adjustment batches if you wish, apply cash to outstanding invoices, and also generate whatever the statements within the accounts receivable, be it invoices or any other reports within the accounts receivable area as well. In terms of the Sage Cash View, this was actually a new feature that has been included in the latest update as well. So Sage Cash View actually helps you predict and notify your cash position. So as an organization, I think this is a very needed requirement. You would want to see how strong you're within your in terms of your cash position. It would help you proactively monitor your cash flow on a daily basis as well. And within this cash view feature, you're able to send notifications and whenever it detects these problems, and also help you with dashboard and reporting as well. And it helps you predict where you would be it within a 365-day range. You could predict actually what your financial or your cash flow status would be. So by that, you would be able to make very critical business decisions as well. In terms of the prediction and notification feature within this cash view tool, you are able to actually receive alert emails on potential cash flow shortfall. For example, if you have once you have set it up properly, in case the tool identifies that there is an issue within your cash flow, it would fire up an email to whoever the relevant stakeholders, and by that you can make pretty good business decisions, and you can actually work on those to make sure that it doesn't impact your business drastically. So after setting up this cash view in Sage 300, it actually scans all the transactions posted within Sage, and using those transactions, it actually builds a model around it and thereby presents your cash flow. So moving on, it actually helps you track key performance indicators within the dashboard as well. So for example, you'll be able to see how your day sales outstanding looks within your organization. At the same time, your cash conversion cycles. So within this dashboard, you can actually see quite important information in terms of your cash position within your organization as well. And in terms of reports, so as I mentioned, within the cash view, you are able to analyze and forecast your current and future cash flow status as well. So for example, hypothetically, if one of your users discovers that there is a shortfall of invoices that have not been received yet, the dashboard or this report would definitely identify this, and you could inform your relevant employees or team members or subordinates to follow up and receive those payments to ensure that your cash flow remains stable as well. So just to get into a bit more detail here, so you are able to zoom into these cash flow reports as well. And at the same time, you will be able to actually identify your top 10 debtors. So out of the top 10 in this example that I have presented here, you could see that 8 of them actually have exceeded their credit limit. So these are ideally, or in a normal scenario, people would have to, or users would have to actually run a report on this and then bring it back onto Excel and analyze it. But with this cash view tool or the feature, you are actually able to get these insights real time, so that it doesn't impact your business operations at all. Moving into the distribution and operations. So within the distribution and operations suite, you have the inventory control, you have order entry, and you have the purchase order modules. So just speaking about the inventory control, this would help you gain complete control over your complex and inbound and outbound inventory transactions. You can facilitate multi-locations. You can actually track your stock levels, processes, inventory receipts, access real-time data to streamline decision making, and at the same time maintain and report on any different costs per location as well. So these are some of the basic features, but there are much more other facilities. So I'll try to demonstrate as much as possible once I move into the solution as well. In terms of the purchase order, the purchase order module is also has evolved through the years since it was introduced into Sage 300, and it helps you power up efficiencies and maximize your savings and enhance your vendor and customer relationships as well. So the PO module is fully integrates with your accounts payable. It integrates with your inventory control and order entry as well, and at that way, you will be able to maximize your savings and enhance vendor and customer relationships, which is a key area that any business would want to ensure that it is maintained. In terms of your order entry, so this is in some other ERPs, it's called the sales order. So order entry is where you would be tracking all your customer accounts and inventory levels. Get orders into the system quickly. You'll be actually able to look up customer pricing, include multiple locations, and review your sales history by customer or inventory as well. So this actually helps you accelerate your cash flow. So just as you would predict on the cash view feature, you could come back to your order entry module and analyze those a bit more in detail and actually process those transactions, whatever that is outstanding. So these are the key business benefits that have been introduced within the Sage 300 ERP, as well as in terms of the holistic view. In terms of project and job costing, it helps you manage your jobs with powerful and fully automated cost control and planning. So within this PJC module, or the project and job costing module, you will be able to actually quickly identify success factors. You could easily manage time and expenses, optimize projects and contracts. Apart from that, you can tightly link fields, and also track and report detailed project cost with industry and business specific categories. So this also, I'm not too sure whether how many of the attendees here are using project and job costing, but if you do have any requirement in this area, you can definitely get in touch with us. If your organization is currently having any particular projects that are not tracked within the ERP, which need to be tracked, if you're having manual processes like Excel and other workbooks to track your project and job costing, this tool would actually save a lot of your time and effort in terms of tracking these key areas and the key transactions that revolve around the projects that have been kickstarted within your organization as well. In terms of the technical enhancements that have been introduced in the latest version, actually now Sage 300 6.8 version is compatible with the Windows Server 2019 as well. It also is compatible with Windows 10 and its latest updates. SQL 2019 can be used, and also Microsoft Office 2019. I think this was a key area that some of our clients faced in terms of extracting reports onto Excel, because the previous versions of Sage did not was not able to cater to the later versions of Microsoft Office in terms of Excel. So now that gap also has been bridged. So these technical enhancements have only effectively improved the performance of Sage 300 over the last couple of years, actually. So introducing the global search, this is a new area that was introduced in the latest version. So the global search, actually, using this tool, it brings you the ability to actually type in any name, any description, any number, any code, any within this global search, and actually you could quickly find all these transactions and records in your database. You can actually even search for people, companies, transactions, accounts, and many other types of records. So this is could be and definitely would be a lifesaver in terms of searching relevant information at just your fingertips, instead of having to go through all the windows, remembering these various invoice and PO numbers. If you do remember at least one part of the number, just like any comprehensive search tool, the global search tool within Sage 300 also pulls up this information, and you can access them with ease. So I'll just take you through the screens definitely throughout the present during the demo as well. So as you could see, you could actually filter out through certain areas, whether you want to filter out the transactions and search within the vendor's customers. You could do that as well. So there's a brilliant filtration process that happens within Sage 300. It taps into your databases and pulls the relevant information, which is actually a lifesaver. And the other tool that has been introduced is the notes feature within the Sage 300. So to be honest, with this feature, it has comprehensively increased the collaboration factor within the ERP tool. So rather than having to drop an email to your colleague or to your subordinate with regards to a particular invoice or a customer, this notes feature actually would do the same thing within the ERP as well. So for example, a practical scenario could be a particular customer's has exceeded the credit limit. So ideally, you would have to inform them in person, or you would have to drop them an email saying that this particular customer has exceeded, and not to invoice them or sell any goods to them till the dues have been collected. But using this notes tool, you could actually perform the same scenario. Just drop a note, tag that particular customer. So every time any user within the ERP tries to pull up that customer, those notes would pop up and give them a clear indicator as to what should be the next steps, or what you should do or should not do. So it's actually enhanced the collaboration feature within Sage 300, which was not there in the past. So this would definitely add a lot of value to your organization as well. In terms of the visual process flows, this is actually another area that Sage 300 or Sage as an ERP provider likes to harp about a bit, because of the simple fact that it visualizes the key processes within your ERP. For example, if it is AP transaction, by clicking onto this, you would be able to visualize the transaction flow. And if you do have any new users, rather than having to train them personally on each transaction window, with this visual process, actually they would be able to just click on any of these key processes and then navigate to each window that they would have to perform whatever the transaction. So this visual process flow actually is a very great, good enhancement that has been brought into the latest versions of Sage as well. And also another area that is of great importance within the Sage 300 is the fact that using a single LAMP pack, you can actually access multiple companies. So within these attendees, there could be organizations that have subsidiary companies that are not really tracked using an ERP due to the investment factor. Gone are those days now. Using Sage 300, you could actually create multiple companies, use the same license, and actually perform all the transactions using that single LAMP pack as well. You could actually also see how the number of the users that are using the LAMP pack. So as an IT administrator, as a decision maker in your organization, you could assess those areas as well within the Sage 300 ERP. And also, while setting up these companies, I think one key area is the fact that you would be able to actually color code these windows in terms of setting up the your various companies. So if you're performing the same transaction for different other companies, you could actually color code them. So to ensure that as a finance manager, if you have to enter in details in within 3 or 4 of your companies, you won't make any mistakes due to the fact that you could differentiate these windows within Sage 300 as well. Next, I would like to take you to a small video. Just beg your pardon, just a second. I think let me just reshare my window from this point. Since the audio is not coming. Yeah, since the audio is not coming, just let me enable that. My mistake. Just give me 1 second. Bear with me.
No problem. So meanwhile, if any of your participants have any questions, you can shoot in the technical issues. I believe most of the people here participated are being our customers. You must be knowing that we deliver ERP solutions as a preliminary product of our solutioning. That is Sage 300 and X3, depends on your requirement. And we do also cater SAP portion, which is by design, the SaaS component. If you are willing to go for complete software as a service for your institution, nowadays everybody's working from everywhere. You could leverage utilizing by design by SAP as a part of our offering as well. Apart from that, we have human resource management. We can help you on payrolls, whether you wanted to have the local, regulation integrated with labor rules within Sri Lanka, what all number of people working in your institution you want to pay for them on a regular basis or a part-time basis. We have a complete suite. And we, for an insurance brokering team or agents, we have insurance broker solution as well. It is our own development solution. You can utilize that as well. And top of all, we have our own software development team that they can develop any solution you require. The video is ready now. Let's go and see from there. Yes.
I'm really sorry about the technical glitch. Sometimes you do bounce into these as well. So that's a part and parcel of anyone's life. So let me just play this video again. I'm really sorry about that. I'm pretty sure you can hear.
Do you spend hours manually exporting and customizing reports for your business and then stand the risk of inaccuracies caused by incorrect entry of formulas and data? Sage Intelligence Reporting provides automatic financial and management reports at the click of a button. Using up-to-date, reliable data directly from your accounting or ERP package, Sage Intelligence Reporting delivers a single version of the truth in a pre-formatted Excel report. View your reports in 3 simple steps. 1. Open the Sage Intelligence Report Manager and select the report you would like to view. 2. Run the report at the click of a button. 3. Enter your report parameters. Now you can spend your time making sense of your information, giving you the confidence to make informed business decisions. For more details, you can easily drill down in your report. You can then customize the report to suit your business's unique requirements using your existing Excel skills to edit the report accordingly and then save your changes for future use. Once complete, you have the option to share your report via email, uploading it to an FTP site, or saving it to a file in a format of your choice, improving team collaboration. No longer do you have to base your business decisions on gut feel or manually collate your data in an Excel workbook to make sense of it. Put an end to spreadsheet chaos and improve reporting across your business with Sage Intelligence Reporting.
Great. So as the video suggested, in terms of business intelligence and reporting, Sage has actually brought this into the party as well. So you wouldn't have to actually invest more on comprehensive business intelligence tool, but within the Sage 300 ERP as well, you are able to generate quite a bit of analytical expertise or get these business intelligence reports out into Excel or even as a separate report and make valuable business decisions based on them as well. So moving on into business intelligence. So within Sage the intelligence reporting, you have a report manager where you could actually edit and run these reports. You have the report viewer. The report designer is where someone who does have a bit of expertise or wants to actually visualize the data. You could use the report designer and create these reports for based on your requirement as well. And through the connector, you can actually access any external data sources as well. And you can analyze and perform cube data analysis using this Sage intelligence reporting tool as well. Also, there is this other component that has been introduced, which is called the reports utility. So there are many reports that have been also already predefined by Sage. There are close to about 300 reports that are already in there. So using this tool, you could actually bring in those reports into your organization and visualize all your data to make key business decisions. In terms of the mobility with Sage 300 and the web UI, as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, I think since we have to evolve into working from home and the remote work, having mobility and connectivity to Sage 300 through these web UIs actually has helped a lot of our clients and would help many clients in the future as well. In terms of having access to business transactions from anywhere and anytime. Actually, it's a modernized HTML of 5 screens on any device. It's easy to maintain and integrate with external products, as well as Sage 300 utilizes the existing on-premise database and the proven logic. So there won't be any discrepancies in terms of what you see on the web UI versus what is on your desktop as well. You do have a modern home page as well on your Sage 300 cloud web interface. So there are widgets that you can add in. I'll just demonstrate that as well for you. So as you land on your home page, if you have access to such a dashboard, I believe it would enhance many people's work life. In terms of making business decisions and understanding where the organization or where those particular individuals' job roles are at as well. Also, the desktop UI has been improved. So for anyone who is currently using any older versions, the web UI has been comprehensively developed. It looks much cleaner now. It has a minimalistic design and updated process flows. There are new icons, so it actually is very easy on your eye as well in terms of the user interface. So without further ado, let me go into the demo. For this, I'll have to stop sharing for a moment and reshare my screen. So just bear with me a second again. I hope you can see my screen. Faiz, if you can give me a confirmation on that.
Yes,
Oh,
we can
great.
see your screen.
Perfect. So as I mentioned in the last couple of slides, this is the desktop UI. So here on your left hand side, you will have the navigation to all the active modules that are there. So for, in this instance, I have actually all the modules have been activated, what I demonstrated or presented to you. So in terms of accounts payable, receivable, all of that is there. Just if I just take you to accounts payable, the transaction windows, you have the invoice batch entry, invoice entries, payment entries, adjustment batches, control, and so on and so forth. You have your setups, you have your reports. So it's the similar flow that is there within your accounts receivables as well as your general ledger as well. So if I just navigate to the bottom to your general ledger, so this is where you would have to set up all your account structures, your accounting groups, your segments, any source codes, or if you want to include any optional fields, you are able to customize any of these windows as well, bringing in optional fields that might not be captured in the standard windows as well. So these are the features that are included. These have evolved through the years. So some of these features are definitely there in the older versions of Sage 300, but the UIs and the window interfaces and the transaction level has considerably improved as well. The purchase order and order entry also has similar transactions. So purchase order and if you go into the OE transactions, you have your order entries. Then once you receive, if you're shipping out, you have your shipment entries. So if I just move into one or two of these windows for you. So this is what it looks like right now. You could have your shipment numbers. Here you have your order details, the shipment details, customer details, taxes if applicable, the optional fields that you want to bring in. If you're splitting your sales, your totals, all of that is captured within this particular window. So it's a similar setup within the purchase orders as well. So if I go into the purchase orders, I don't want to waste too much of time on this because there are a few interesting features that I want to show. But to give you a very brief overview, it's very similar. So the UI is constant. It is around within the entire application, you could see. So in terms of common services, you could maintain your fiscal calendars if you have any other schedules, if you have multiple currencies, your tax services, your bank services, where you would perform your periodic bank processing, your bank transactions. All of that can be catered to within the Sage 300 ERP as well. So just to demonstrate some of the features that I just presented to you in terms of the global search functionality. So as I mentioned, here is how you would actually use this particular window to filter out any transactions, any customer account, journal entry or item. So hypothetically, if I'm just searching for, I remember there was a customer called Flo, right? So I just have a matter of searching that name. It's not even the full name, it is just the first name. So it can be multiple names. It pulls out everything and just go into this particular account. From here, it will open up a similar window that I opened up in the accounts receivable in terms of your vendor details. For example, if you want to search for a PO number and you don't know the rest of the numbers, you can just type PO. If you know the particular number, without instead of having to go into that particular PO, using the global search functionality, you can just navigate through, and if you just click onto any of these, it will open that very same PO. So you can do whatever the amendments you need on it. If it has not actually been posted as yet, you could navigate through all those other fields as well, and then you can continue your operations using the document, this particular window. So it's basically opened your invoice entry in that point. So that is the global search feature. As I mentioned, I mean, it is a very it is a lifesaver in terms of time consumption, because it's just a matter of searching whatever you want in these areas, these particular areas. I'm pretty sure this will only evolve from this point on. There will be other search parameters, many other filtrations that can be included in the near future as well. But for the time being, I mean, this is what an ERP user would need in terms of Sage 300. If you all have been using Sage 300, the older versions, this feature would actually save a lot of time for you, as I described earlier. So the notes feature also that we spoke of earlier. So here is where you could actually, for the moment, you could add notes for your customers, your vendors, or your inventory items. So for example, if you want to add a note for a particular customer, we say the first customer that will be easy for me to populate here. So for this particular customer, you can just create a new note, and for example, credit check. Next. You could actually active this particular note for a particular period. So we'll just have it for 1 day. You can tick this off if you don't want any other level of user to dismiss this. So you could have those controls as well. And if I just create this new, and if I just click yes, so basically what will happen is, if I go into the accounts receivable and go into customers and go into that particular customer, and when I search for that particular customer, that particular note always pops up. So it can be for one car, it can be multiple notes. So this is how you can actually improve the collaboration within the ERP itself, rather than having to drop emails, write notes, go to your colleague's desk and inform them. With these notes, you could actually enhance the collaboration. So it might just not even on the customer, even if you go into a purchase order or order entry, if there is any transaction that revolves this customer, these notes would pop up, so that you could actually go through them and make sure that you are following those guidelines that have been set probably by your management or by one of your colleagues in terms of this relevant customer. So this is the notes feature. It's very comprehensive, and even though it's only capturing the 3 areas, you can the customers, vendors, and the inventory. I'm pretty sure that those other fees also would get added. But I mean, with this, those notes that are linked to those 3 items, which are the main items that revolve within this ERP, it makes a lot of sense in terms of performing your transactions as well. In terms of business intelligence that I just spoke of, let me just show you what it actually can do, the capability of it. So once you go into on your left navigation, once you go into intelligence reporting, you would see all the reports that are being added right now. So what I spoke of previously is the utility tool. So from those 300 reports, you can actually pull in the rest of the reports here. That would I haven't done that because that could cloud the entire demonstration for now. So let me just demonstrate to you one particular report that can be easily generated onto an Excel. Once these have been actually created and managed. So all I had to do was just click a couple of buttons and generate this report. And here you have a comprehensive dashboard of your products as well as your customers for your Vivin. So you can just save this as anything and share it with your management, your team, your subordinates, or even if you want to create any report for your annual reports, you could actually use these widgets within this tool. Also, you can, because these are just pivot tables, you could actually filter them if you need to. So for example, if you are not selecting all the 10 products, you can just select you say 5 products, and once you apply it just shows those 5 products, and then you can edit these labels to view it accordingly. In the same way, your sales by category, you can filter all of that. Your customer dashboards, you could actually filter out if you want to bring in more people or if you want to bring in less people. You can do that in terms of your sales people. So this is the level of business intelligence reporting that Sage has actually invested in and brought into the latest version. So you won't have to actually have a separate BI team to design reports, go tap into your databases and actually use another tool to derive these reports using this simple tool, which is on on Sage 300 itself, you can go through the report view and view them. You in the report manager is where you can actually create those reports as well. So for example, if you're going into dashboard, here you can actually you have to make a copy for this, but if you want to just run one of these reports, here, like the video just mentioned, you could include the parameters, you could go through all of this, and it will generate those similar reports for you that can be for your decision making process, and it will revitalize your decision making process within your organization as well. So those are some of the new features that have been brought into Sage 300 desktop version. Let me quickly log into the web interface as well. So if you have multiple companies, you have just a matter of clicking on the drop down, and it will open up all your companies here, and based on your credentials, you could log into them. So let me just demonstrate to you some of the capabilities on the web UI as well. So as you saw in the screenshots, this is where you'd be able to, this is your landing page, so you could actually customize some of these widgets from here. So I think since there is not much data on this particular day, since we have not processed any transactions using sample data here, let me just take you back to probably 2020 January, and you have just a matter of clicking and refreshing these tiles. And bam, you have a comprehensive dashboard with working widgets, real-time analytics, real-time data of your current organization on the web. So what more do you want in terms of having business intelligence on the go? It's just a matter of getting yourself or getting your organization on board with Sage 300 and having the web capability as well in terms of having such dashboards. So as the desktop version, you actually have a similar navigation panel on your left hand side with the accounts payables. You can perform the similar very same transactions that were demonstrated to you on the desktop version. You could do the same transactions here. There are a few limitations with the add-ons, but those have also been added one by one onto the Sage 300 web interface. But in terms of the core features and the functionality and the processes, this is very intuitive, and you could perform, you could use it just as your desktop version as well. So here you could actually manage your other include any of the widgets that you want to include. You can just matter of clicking, selecting. So up to a number of 6 widgets you could have on your home page, as well as the same global search functionality that I demonstrated to you is within the web interface as well. You have your notes that you can add for each transaction that could be as your desktop interface as well on the cloud version. So you won't be limited to anything, even though you are working on the web or working on the desktop version. So it has improved tremendously over the last couple of years, and this is the latest version that I'm demonstrating to you. And apart from that, you could actually have over 10 windows. So for example, if I just create another window, if I just randomly clicking on Windows. So here you could actually, instead of, it won't open new tabs, so it will just open new windows here. You can just go back to navigate through your various windows using the window tile on or your tools section on your web interface as well. And then you have your notes, you have your global search as well. There's just one more feature that I would like to present to you. That is on the desktop version is the visual process flow, which I spoke to you previously. So as you can see here are the key processes that have been captured within the ERP currently. So for example, if it is a AP transaction or PO transaction, that you want to. So it has visualized the transaction flow from requisition to purchase to receipt to invoice to return. So any new user, anyone who is not too familiar or not too tech savvy in terms of Sales 300, you could just, it's a matter of using this visual process flow to actually navigate through. So for example, if you are raising a purchase requisition at the beginning, it's a matter of just clicking on requisition rather than going into your purchase order entry and clicking on requisition. It does the same thing here as well. So it opens up the requisition for you. So if you just click on requisition, it will open up your requisition screen. If you click on receipt, it will open up your receipt screen. So it's actually very easy navigation that has been introduced rather than having to know what window you want to go into in terms of your left hand navigation. Using this visual process flow, you can actually make your transaction processes and efficiency much faster and much more reliable in terms of data entry within the Sales 300 ERP. So these are few of the features that it was my pleasure to present to you. So the notes feature, the global search feature, the business intelligence, the visual process flows, all have our latest introductions into the last few versions that the latest version of Sales 300 that have been improved tremendously. Apart from the core functions that came from back in the day from the ACPAC days in terms of accounts payable, these features are now live and kicking, I would say, within the Sales 300 ERP. Which has made it a very comprehensive, a very reliable, and a very intuitive tier 2 ERP for your organization. So that is it from me in terms of the features and functionality. I would like to go back to my presentation. Just oh. Yeah, so in summary, as I mentioned, Sales 300 is now a very modernized interface and cloud ready. It has real-time analytical capabilities. It is mobile, and as well as it has a vast range of extended solutions. I didn't touch on this much. Maybe we can have a separate webinar on this another day, but just for your information, if you all do have an idea, there are over 300 add-ons which are available for Sales 300. So if there are any complicated business scenarios that are not catered using the core functions of Sales 300, do not worry. These extended solutions definitely would be able to cater to your requirement. So I would leave the forum open for any questions. But then again, thanks a lot for your time. I hope I was able to give enough insight to the latest version of Sales 300 and do justice to the solution. It was my pleasure, and I would definitely be in touch with you all in the future, and we could conduct many more sessions in terms of the future capabilities that will be introduced in Sage and also that is currently available. So the forum is open for questions. Fayaz, Danushka, and myself, we are ready to answer any questions that any of our attendees might have.
Yes, John, there are a few questions whichever had come by, we had answered it, I think. Can you pick some of the questions from the Q&A and answer one by one?
Would somebody be able to read out the questions to me?
Okay. What would be the cost for Finance Suite?
In terms of the Finance Suite, I would say there are actually three different license packages. So there you have the standard, advanced, and the premium. So based on that, based on the user CALs and the land packs that would be identified in your requirement, we can provide the pricing. But for this, I'm pretty sure Fires and the team can give them a ideal price indication just for the financial suite, how much it would cost. So please do share your contact details with us. We'll definitely get back to you on this.
Superb. So we have a very extensive set of expertise here. We have Ashwagya, Sitara, Shalomi, and myself also involved in sales. So do feel free to keep in touch with us. If you want to have even another session, it depends upon your requirement, customized solutions, we can come and do it to you. And the second question is, can we discontinue Cashbook with Sage 300 upgrade?
Hello. Fires, I will answer to that question.
Yes,
mainly there are few.
great.
Yeah, there are few instances. Cashbook has been developed by ZILLIOne in earlier stages, and also we have one add-on module called Perisoft Cashbook. There can be customers who are currently using either ZILLIOne Cashbook or Perisoft Cashbook. Yes, the answer is if you are using one of that, definitely there's a chance where we can introduce Sage Cashbook functionality without continuing the current ZILLIOne developed one or the Perisoft, because Sage Cashbook has been developed to a level right now to the receipt payments and the reconciliation, then even to link with automatically, probably with a bank portal with electronic fund transfers and all. So definitely that feasibility is there, unless if you are using very unique features like post-dated checks kind of. If those kind of things are there, then we might have to look into the different add-on modules are there to cater that requirement.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Anushka. The second question is, can we do integration with Sage? Can we do integration with other components? That's the question, I guess.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, as I mentioned, Fires, Sage is a solution that can be integrated with many solutions that have the web API capabilities. So we can look into those requirements. There are many of our clients actually who have integrated with various apparel verticals, manufacturing verticals, CRM or POS solutions, and even hospitality. So we can definitely integrate Sage. So just a matter of sending us the requirement over, and we can look into it and see our way forward from that point on.
And especially from the version 2020 onwards, being this web interface have been more popular, a lot of API has been introduced as new ones. Then whatever the system in the front end, which use web API to connect to a different other system, we can seamlessly integrate those systems with Sage 300 as the backend.
Right. And another question has come by. Is intelligent reporting available in cloud version of Sage 300?
The answer is at the moment no, because the what John showed today, it's in the desktop version, the comprehensive business intelligence. There's a business intelligence reports available in the web version, that those are limited to financial reports which are pre-built. When I say pre-built, there are balance sheet and the income statement, then trial balance, and there are few financial reports with the comparison of the previous year data and all. Those are there, but not to the extent of what we showcase today as a comprehensive dashboard integrated with all the sub ledgers. That part is currently not available in the cloud or the web version.
Excellent. Thank you, Danushka. Those were pretty much answered. If you guys have any more questions, do feel free to drop by email, or you can reach out to any of our sales. We will be happy to come and demonstrate to you more. And any further requirement you have, also you can reach out to all the key account managers. As I mentioned, there is Yashoja, Sitara, Shalomi, myself, or even the pre-sales team is ready to available. Danushka heads the team, and John is there, and many more other people are there. Let us know if you have any more concern, and on the future webinars and other events as well, we'll keep you contacted We'll send you more information as well. And thank you for joining. Anything else, Jan, you wanted to add before wrapping it up?
None from my end. I mean, it was my pleasure to present to you, present to all the attendees today the latest versions and the features of Sage 300, the 6.8 version. Definitely, if there are any particular areas that you all would like us to talk about more, be it a purchase order or maybe the general financial suite in terms of general ledgers or anything, we could definitely, based on the feedback and based on the what our customers want, we could definitely arrange these sessions or future webinars as well. So do keep in touch with our sales team as and when you could, and we'll definitely be in touch with you all as well to identify these requirements. So as I in a nutshell, but as I mentioned, Sage 300 has evolved. Even if you have your standalone solutions, even if you are using a current version, I think it's time to step up to the latest version to benefit out of all these new features. And there are many more features to come in the future as well. So it's definitely a great idea to be current in terms of the technology that is out there in the market right now. So having said that, I mean, we as ZILLIOne, we definitely would like to address all the pain points and all the requirements and all what our customers needs. That's what we have been doing for the last 40 years as well, and 30 years within the Sage ecosystem. So it's nothing new for us. Just keep in touch with us. Let us know what you all want, and we'll definitely deliver. Having said that, thanks a lot for attending, and hope you all have a great day. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks a lot, everyone, for organizing this. Goodbye.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice evening.